Live. All right, listen up, y'all. We improvising tonight because we make plans, but we got to stay fluid. So our co-host Baraka is out here doing the opening right now. We listening to you, brother.
Call is going out to the God in you, to the lover in you, to the king in you. Every single day we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the phone, baby.
Yeah.
Take your rightful place. The battle is all around us, and it's right in your face. Let's go.
Right on. That was good, bro. That was good. That was good. Hold on. We're going to do the other part too.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Yes. Love, wisdom, power. Remember, always who you are. Yes. Yes. I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes. Yes. I am. Love, yes. Power. Yes. I am. Yes, I am love, wisdom, power. Yes, yes, I am love, wisdom, power. Master. Yes, I am. Yes, love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Say yes, to yourself. Yes, I am protected. Yes, I am master. I am yes.
All right, family. This show has begun. Thank you, Baraka, for the opening. He did a jazzy improvisation wherever he is in the hood of Brooklyn or Manhattan. Where you at, bro?
I'm in White Plains.
Oh, he ain't even in New York City. He's in White Plains.
No.
He's halfway up in Mount Wachuma Mountain, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess that's why I couldn't get a signal.
Yeah. You up there where they be seeing UFOs and whatnot. All right, we got a special show tonight. OU can't wait because he's running a tight ship. We're gonna do the invocation for the Ancestor invitation. I am in me. I am in Miss Bliss. I am in OU. I am in Baraka. I am in Sincere Seven. I am in you, the listening audience. We collectively and individually ask for our ascended master ancestors to be a part of our show. We're asking our ascended master ancestors to take hold of the school bus of world leaders and guide us to better lands and better skies and better futures, because it's y'all see what's going on down here. So we need your presence. Simeon Toka, latest Christ born in Congo. You hear the sirens going? Please be with us on this platform. Sheikh Amadou Bamba, the latest avatar who founded the city of Touba in the African country of Senegal. Sheikh Ibra Fall, please be with us on this show tonight. We ask the presence of our ascended master brothers that we know of as Nikolai Tesla, Saint Germain, Sanat Kumara, Master Himalaya, Great Divine Director, P.B. Randolph, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Nat Turner, Chief Geronimo, Chief Osceola, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Harriet Tubman. Auntie Harriet Tubman, please be with us on this show tonight. We ask the presence, Mary McLeod Bethune. We ask the Shroom Master, Dr. George Washington Carver, be with us on the show tonight. South African Zulu Shaman, Credo Mutwa. Thank you for all the messages and the insights you gave us. We ask that you be with us on this show. Akhenaten, Imhotep, Ptahotep, be with us. Melchizedek, Yeshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary, be with us on this platform tonight. Master Kalindi Ayi, please be with us. Join us on this global family message that you was very much a part of making it, if not all of it. I'd like to also invite Shroom Master Dr. Sabi to be with us on this platform. Frederick Douglass, be with us. Archangel Metatron, Enoch the Ethiopian, be with us. Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, please surround and protect all our family, friends, and loved ones all over the earth's surface and beyond. Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Strength, be with us. Archangel Uriel, be with us. Also acknowledging the forces of nature. Elegba, Goddess of Love, Oshun, known by many names. Heteru, Venus, Diana, Lakshmi, be with us on this platform. Yemaya, Oya, Olokun, Shango, Ogun, Obatala, Ochosi, be with us. We ask the presence of Quetzalcoatl be with us on this platform. Buddhas throughout the world and the world's interior be with us. All the Krishnas be with us. Our ascended master ancestors from the Dogon star system be with us. Orion star system, Palladian star system, come intervene on this planet so that we align with the frequencies of the rhythmic beat of love supreme. And we say, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Let's get going.
Ashe.
Ashe. All right. We got what you want to do? You want to blow a horn too, OG?
I'm gonna take my hair down like you taking yours down. Unless you want to be out here long hair, don't care. Go ahead, take yours down too, Miss Bliss. You know what I'm saying? Get with the
Sincere and I will keep our hair up. We got two up.
I just tied mine up. Just tied it up.
Yo, look at the antennas on Sincere 7, y'all. Take a look, y'all. Take a look. Look how he rocking. He
Beautiful.
got the downloads tonight. All right. I can't keep up with that.
That's my guy. That's my guy right there. That's my guy.
You got him down to his nipples. Look at him. And Miss Bliss, she's riding high with the antennas in the sky.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat, thank you for your comments. Please post where you're listening from, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the States, whether it's anywhere. Post it because we want to know who's listening.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Team Zodiac. What's your Team Zodiac and what city and state you repping? That's what I'm talking about. It's Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia, right here, baby.
Right, Team Leo, Detroit, Michigan, baby.
Wow. Well, I'm in Brooklyn.
What's your Zodiac sign, though? What's your Zodiac sign? Who you represent?
Oh, yo, man. I can't figure it out. I think it's Sag with a moon in Taurus and a Virgo rising. And then Oyi told me something about me being a Buffalo linebacker. I don't know what's going on.
No, he said you was an eagle.
Oh, eagle. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, N. Rodriguez. Benton. Let's see who this is right here. Oh, we got Miami, Florida in the house.
Yay.
Bentonite Chemical. Greetings, family. Prince. Yeah. Suleiman L. Greetings.
Suleiman got a whole squad up in Suleiman's coming down to Detroit next weekend because I'm being hosted over at the Psychedelic Academy.
Psychonaut
Academy of Detroit. So Suleiman is bringing some folks down from Chicago because we can ready to serve up a lot of Bufo this coming weekend right before Hallows Eve.
Wow, I gotta give a special acknowledgement to Drunken Master Dooley. I got to give a special shout out to Pisces Cosmonaut of Fua. Rashana, and happy birthday to James and his wife, Takesha. Did I say it right? Takesha. She just had a birthday, Libra. To all the Tantra and Tantrika masters, Brother Sirius, Adara and ATL, Master Yao. Who else is Keitha, Nikki? We got to give a special shout out to that colorful Pisces. Want to thank you for all your support. And everybody who's on the WhatsApp channel, I want to thank you for being born, being alive, and thank you to you, the listening audience. Thank you for being a part of this show, because we're going to have fun and we're going to learn from these ancient masters and new rides. Okay, so we have Suleiman, we got Stephen, we got some colorful names up in here. El Kiaman Hotep Bay. All right, and then we got Alicia. Peace, everyone. Let me see, and then we're gonna move into the show, because there's a bunch of folks. You got at least 60 already. Listen, there's some colorful flyers, that got I got to give credit to Oyi. I have never seen such creative psychedelic innovation. He was like, oh, this ain't good enough. He was like, I got to make a better flyer. So he went from this. I thought I was doing something. Oyi said, nah, man, we got to turn it up. So we got this, which is very nice. What does it say? They live free. Dr. Gerry. Dr. Gerry's supposed to be on. We got Sincere 7 with some kind of logo above. That was one of them. This is another one right here. This is nice too. Divine DNA activation. Now that is what the topic of tonight is all about.
Yes.
Divine DNA activation through the medium of Bufo. So I am handing y'all the mic, and then what I'll do is the comments and the accolades I will post as they come through. So let me move this out the way. Brother Oyi, Sincere 7, the floor is yours, brother.
Greetings, peace. And I just like to say thank you for the opportunity, welcoming me as well as Brother Oyi. I can't speak for himself, but just appreciate it. It's always fun on your show. The people that tune in, the people that be sitting on your the stages. I always enjoy myself. So again, thank you, and I'm happy to be here.
Ashe aho. Oyi, talk to us, brother. He having fun over there all by himself. Yo, you gotta turn on your mic, bro. We can't hear you.
All right. So for me, big shouts out to Baba Kalindi Iyi, because big shouts out to Dr. Amsu, because I play with old dudes who play by old rules, which is why I am the success that I am now. And I link with people like Sincere, who hang with old dudes who play with old rules. I met Sincere at Kalindi's house, right? So Kalindi was the plug, but Dr. Amsu was the glue that put me on to Kalindi. Then Kalindi put me on to Dr. Gerry. So I had to put a big shout out all the way to the whole squad for like those here and those not here. So big shouts out to Dr. Amsu, big shouts out to Baba Kalindi. You know what I'm saying? Big shouts out to all the ancestors that all those great men represent. A lot of people don't know that Baba Kalindi was like over there rocking with Credo Mutwa. Like he was like leaning in the window.
Wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah, he was leaning in the window talking to Credo Mutwa, because in Africa, you can't go into a house unless you're a relative where it's a newborn baby. So he was in the window chopping it up with the top Sangoma in the world at that time. And so that means when he brought all that energy back to Detroit, it made sense that he had 20, 30 people over there coming to do Bufo in Detroit. And his particular message was he wanted brown-skinned people to have an opportunity to experience this God molecule. And he talked Gerry into bringing it down to a very reasonable price, because normally it's like $1,000 a session, because it's so rare. It's like just going around the world is very, very rare. This sacred earth medicine is not just easy to obtain. And Baba Kalindi made it happen for the people in his own community. And that's what I want to do. That was one.
Wow, that's a beautiful description, man. I like to say our sun-kissed starseed family.
Yeah.
And I also want to give a shout out to our previous guest, Brother Modu. I want to also give a shout out to Brother Skip and his wife Lorna. I want to give a shout out to Sunata and her husband James.
James.
James. And you know, if I haven't mentioned your name already, due to the fact of time and Oyi is time constraints because he's going to take off on a flight at 8 o'clock. So we got another 40 minutes. Talk to us, Oyi. How does Bufo affect our awareness? Oh, special shout out to Phil, our Dr. Phil Valentine. I know he's been also enlightening many of us through information and awareness, and hopefully he's listening in too. Go ahead, Oyi. Rock the house, brother.
Appreciate that. Bufo, you know, like when you first get in a relationship with somebody and you just getting to know them, you feel one kind of way. Like you probably strongly attracted to them. But then once you spend 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you know, you have more experiences with them, your perception of them changes. Your perception could lessen or your perception could go to another level. Me with the Bufo, my perception has went to another level. I was looking at Bufo as the liberator. I was looking at Bufo as the undefeated champion of God. I was looking at Bufo as, oh, I know why they call it the God molecule. And then Dr. Gerry lost his visa and couldn't come back to the United States. And I was his assistant, but I was in the US and he wasn't. And I was really kind of like afraid to not be the assistant. I was afraid to be the one administering the medicine because of how powerful it was. And the universe didn't give a damn about that. It told me to draw on the experiences that I already had and the rest would be provided. It was like, do you think Dr. Gerry had a manual? He was like, nah. So then what you think, how you think you can really have even though I did have a manual, big shouts out to Dr. Gerry for writing the Codex manual that helped me. But
here it is right here, family. Let me show you this book. It's beautifully written and it's simple.
Oh, that right there is the one. Appreciate you, Big Hank, for having that. That's a real toad practitioner. If you about to get some toad from somebody, you want to go look over in their library and see do they got that book, right? And one of the first things it says in there is, I think it's like page 14 or something, getting a astrological reading. And so for me, when Dr. Gerry wrote down what time I took the Bufo, and then when it was over, I pulled up the astrological chart for what time I took the Bufo. So for me, it was May 17th, 2019, May 18th, 2019 at 11:11 a.m. in Detroit, Michigan. And so that birth, that was a new birth. And then when it was my turn to sit for Sincere 7, I wrote his time down. And afterwards, I could go back, like, or even to this day right now, I could go back and pull up the chart so I could see, like, cosmically what was happening. And now that I'm close to around 300 people with Bufo, I've realized in my new relationship, it's only about Black love, man. It's only about love. It's only about love because we as a people have blocked our hearts from love. And when you try to fight Bufo, because remember what they said, God is love. And Bufo is trying to pull all these traumas, trying to tear down all these blockages so you can just receive God straight at you. Now, this is something that is very indescribable. Sincere probably just nodding his head. Like, you gotta like breathe like and your hands. A lot of people after Bufo, their hands move and their mouth can't move. So we call that the You Get It Squad. You know, you get it, You understand? You
Yes,
like
sir.
your experience was really yours, and the breakthroughs that I have seen in love, really kind of like Kevin Samuels showed how divided we were. Neither one of us are wrong. Both of us are right. What women say about men is right, and what women say, and vice versa. But what are we going to do at the end of the day so we can get Black love back? When can we get the 70s back? When can we get the hippie music back? When can we get, you know, the damn sex without all the damn trauma drama? When can we get all that back?
And special shout out to all the couples, husbands and wives out here. I want to give a special acknowledgement to Agnes, the poetess. She's really beautiful. We're gonna have her on the show one of these days. Special shout out to King Simon. Go ahead, brother. Keep going.
Yeah, man. And so big shouts out to all my Scorpios right now, too. Big shouts out to all my sun, moon, rising sign, Venus in Scorpios, Mercury in Scorpios, Neptune in Scorpios, Pluto in Scorpio. Anything you got in Scorpio, big shout out to. If you know your Scorpio placement, please drop it in the chat. And that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Scorpio,
Happy birthdays to all the Scorpios. Immediately, I think of shaman, a medicine woman, Sister Joanna, Wachuma Mountain, and Taita Oswald. That's Wachuma. I got a slow dance romance with Wachuma. I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna talk about Bufo while I'm slow dancing and romancing Wachuma. Talk to us, brother. Don't be distracted.
Because the key word for Scorpio is transformation. It's the key word. And now we're talking about Bufo under a Scorpio Sun and a Scorpio Venus.
Oh boy.
Which is transformation of how you relate, transformation of your values, transformation of things that are fixed. Now it's time for them to transform. And if you don't want to let go, that's when you come get Bufo, because he kicking the door and waving the phone.
That's poetry.
All you say is Bufo don't hit me no more.
Yeah, yo. What do the young folks say? Yo, I like that bar, bruh. Say it again so I can get it. Can I use that bar?
You can definitely use that bar.
If you don't want to let go, you gotta have some Bufo. Yo, man, you remember when the Master Yoda's claws was scratching when you get ready to fall? Yeah, go ahead. Please continue. Oh,
if you want to grow and you want to know, try you some Bufo. That's it. There we go. So what I've been looking at right now is like the sequence of events of how this thing is happening.
You want a different one, or you want your
with everyone, because really all conversations around relationships, even if you look at Kanye West right now, all of this is because of his broken home and his broken family and him pleading for his family. That's normally what all of us want to do, but we bullshit around and skip around and really don't want to get that honest with ourselves.
Yo, but you know what? In that interview with Kanye had this extensive interview. Special shout out to Steve. Kanye didn't sound crazy as news media is trying to make him out to be. He doesn't sound that crazy. Miss Bliss, what do you think? Hold your thought, Oyi.
No, he doesn't sound crazy, and he's not on medication. He's actually stopped taking the medicine a while ago. He sounded very sound and stable, and
yeah, because I think that the news media is doing a character assassination. But go ahead, Oyi. Continue, please.
Sister Coral Rose said, do you keep a record of all the people you sit for date and time sessions? And the answer is everyone since 2019.
Ooh.
It is that important.
Whoa. Hold on, I gotta pull you up front. Say that again, the question and your reply.
Do I keep a record of all the people I sit for date and time sessions? And my answer is yes. Every person since 2019. No, there are no exceptions whatsoever. You have an astrological blueprint when you were born, but if you go through this toad and let's say you're reborn or whatever the situation happens, that strategy that's going to come out, those intentions that are going to come out are going to have a birthday. They're going to have a moon sign. It's going to have a Venus in it. It's going to have a new Leo. It's going to have a new rising sign. You're not just going to be just dependent on that first birthday when you came through your mama's vaginal canal. Now you're having a metaphysical, transformative new creation date. Now that does happen if you follow instructions. If you come in and you miss it because you didn't follow instructions, which is very rare. Some people are like, what's the instructions? Stay away from anxiety. Stay away from tobacco before you come in trying Bufo. Zero alcohol. Make sure you fast before it. And make sure you fast from watching any videos with white people talking about Bufo. That's really the number one problem, is when you look at these people recording themselves on Bufo and making it public just for likes.
It looked like Halloween masks, man. Special
I've never seen one of those videos before. What are we talking about?
That good.
Good.
You're doing good. You're not missing
because I've witnessed people take Bufo. I myself has taken Bufo, so I'm not really sure about these fearful videos
they're trying to get likes and numbers. So they might have all these beautiful experiences. I've never seen anybody run off into the woods looking for bears on Bufo. I want to give a special shout out to Medicine Woman Londa, and also there was a brother. I think his name was I forgot. I did a lot of medicine with him. It wasn't. I think it's Madhu.
I want to address what my sister just said. She says, how many times do you recommend Bufo to heal a person coming from tough environments and broken homes? There is no number. Bufo is not a silver bullet. You will be healing from tough environments and broken homes until you leave this plane. You can do Bufo 9,000 times and you're still going to be healing from something because you stay on planet Earth. So I don't want you to come in saying, oh, here's the number. Because it might be 3, it might be 6,000. But it's not. What Bufo doesn't heal nothing. Bufo shows you what you need to heal.
Yo, listen, I had
That's
Bufo.
right.
Sincere 7. Have you ever had the experience where you're taking Bufo or Oyi and it shows you your decadent past lives?
Not me personally. No, mine was all here in this life. And I'm not. don't do it, Oyi. Me personally, before I say this, everybody has different interests. Some people like music. Some people like movies. I'm not a real let me go see what happened in my past life type of person, because my focus is what I need to do on this life. So I've heard of, past life regressions, all of that. It does sound interesting as, a shaman and a person who has, how could I say, a place in this community where some people be like, is that really what people be thinking? For me, being a person of that and being like, yeah, when I hear about the past life regressions, I'd be like, damn, is that shit like? And then I'll be thinking, self is the measure stick of the world. It has to be. So it sounds interesting to me, but no, none of my medicine works have I ever, that I know of, went into past lives. My Bufos gave me the information, as Oyi just said, of what I need to do right now in this life and pay attention to heal. Or I stopped using the word healing so much to perform my character growth and development.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I was taking so much Bufo till the Bufo said stop. And it was showing me past lives. Darth Vader didn't have shit on me. All right. And
so
then
wait,
it showed how it.
I got a question. So I was told Bufo was more of a crown chakra medicine, but the way you're speaking of it, it sounds like you're speaking of more like it's a heart chakra medicine. So is there any relevance to that, or is it? How does that really work?
Oh, definitely they gotta let Oyi talk. Come on, Oyi.
Definitely. Oyi, touch that one.
Yo, wait.
Neither. It's neither. It's not.
There you go.
It's not even. It's no chakra.
There you go.
If you're talking about Bufo, don't separate. Bufo bring it to singularity. So that means you haven't taken enough. Whoever said, "Oh, it's just a head." If you can identify what part of the body Bufo is in, you ain't take it
right. That's right.
You didn't take enough. There's no way. In almost 300 ceremonies, I ain't never heard nobody come back and say, "Oh, well, I think that was just in my head or just in my throat." Not one, not in nothing close. And
it's a soul opener.
It's a soul opener.
It's a soul opener.
One thing, like Gerry says, it's like It's like free base jumping into the heart of God. That's all of you.
Yo, man, that's real colorful what you just said, bro. You gotta say that slow. Family, this brother is a psychedelic pastor that is in the new age. Reverend Oyi, you should say Reverend Oyi. I'm gonna bring you forward. I want you to say that again, bro. Hold on, say that again, man.
I done started laughing because I'm reading the comment in the thing. I don't forget. What did I say, Miss Bliss? I was saying.
You said
talking,
it's I was asking you if it was the crown chakra.
No, Toad is like free base jumping into the heart of God. So if you don't know what free base jumping is, think about standing on one of those cliffs and then just jumping down into this narrow thing of water, and the courage it takes to jump down in there, and the reward when that water splashes on you and you're still alive. So you go from this big old fear thing to I had nothing to fear ever, 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 ever. That's what God is about. There's absolutely no fear, no nothing ever. But you,
and no matter how intense, how scary you think, how much anticipation you have, or even how much screaming you did going into it, you come out of it. And the one word that I am familiar with people utilizing, what is that? Unanimously across the board is beautiful.
Wow.
Like I screamed, "What the fuck?" Probably like 15 minutes going through. It was so intense. I was so like, nah, stop this shit. It's going too fast. And once it stopped and let me back, I was like, that was so beautiful. You know? Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so yeah. Wait, you said 15 minutes, right? So when I did Bufo, I was under almost 45 minutes. So is there a regular time frame we should expect to be under this medicine?
No, don't expect. That's our, we compare too much. That's where that's where you are at in your spiritual practice, because of that's what you needed. You see what I'm saying? Some people don't need 45 minutes. Some people need an hour and 15 minutes. So as a person the person who's sitting for you is the one who was, they could have stopped you at 20 and was like, all right, get on up out of here, let's go. But you have to be aware of the person that you're sitting for. You have to be aware of their heart rate, their breathing, you know, the things that the small nuances. You can't just be like, I'm gonna just give you this like I'm passing a blunt. So some people in the chat room are asking, where can I get Bufo? This is not any marijuana you've ever thought about, okay?
Nah.
You can't get it nowhere. You got to get it from somebody who's going to serve it to you.
Ceremony.
It's a ceremony. It's not, I'm gonna go get a half a gram of mushrooms and I'm gonna pick up me a little piece of Bufo and an eighth of weed, and I'm gonna just put all this together tonight and watch me a movie.
The first book that was written about Sonoran desert toad was from a blue-eyed soul brother who read an article about an archaeologist who discovered down south Cherokee ceremonial site that had hundreds and hundreds of Bufo bones. I think it was in either North or South Carolina. And this blue-eyed soul brother took the baton and went out west. And he was the original person who opened up the ancient medicine technology of the toad. And I would have to look it up. Kas, you're asking a lot of questions. You can do that research on your own. We can't abuse internet to become flabby mentally. If you ask questions that you can do the research on, be careful of mental flab. You know, I see questions that concerning liquor and weed. You know, you don't do that when you're going, you know, it's almost like you dragging a school teacher into a professor's class. You know, it's called respect. And the only part of us that forgot that is the colonized, flabby mental mind. But you getting back to you, brother, because I see reverend in you. Come on, tell us something else, man, with that southern slang you got.
Man, we gotta restore the family. I'm gonna just tell my personal story, right? And me, I suffer from a whole lot of dysfunctional family growing up.
Yeah, can relate.
What do you call that? I was a latchkey kid. My parents started breaking up when I was 6 years old. They broke up over and over every other year until I was 12, until my mother left. So I grew up with a father and no mother. Men are not the only ones who leave. Women leave too. And both my parents played a bullshit game of chess with me and my brothers and sisters. So there was a lot for me to heal from. And once I started watching the sisters in Detroit at Baba Kalindi's house, I could hear spirit telling me how you do one thing is how you do everything. You know? So there were, when Sincere said, what the fuck, that's what 60% of people say. But 40% of people say, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Make it stop,
man. Oh, shoot.
So I'm sitting there, the first person who screamed, make it stop was a woman. So for me, I'm coming into like, let me help this woman. So I'm looking at Dr. Gerry. He is not moving. He's like a statue. Like, this is normal. I'm like, yo, she's screaming for her life, dog. She's not gonna make it stop, dog. Like, what are we gonna do, dog? Because Sincere had already told me when I started screaming, everybody could hear me upstairs. So I was like, daggone, everybody can hear her upstairs too. I'm like, do something. And he was just sitting there. And after a while, I learned that that's in the beginning, because what people are asking to stop is they're asking they're fighting for their limitations. They want to keep their traumas. The toad is taking it all away so fast, they aren't used to this. And they're just like, oh, how am I going to get this back? But at the end, love comes in and they all are like, why was I fighting? And so what this showed me when I say how you do one thing is how you do everything is all the people who were saying make it stop were women. And then in Atlanta, a lot of women, too many women complain about, here's an excuse of why I didn't finish something, which is normally some type of initiation. Everything you do is some form of initiation. Cleaning the bathroom, learning yoga, going through the Eastern Stars, becoming a Rosicrucian, a Sarset, taking medicine. But a lot of people want to be able to stop and experience when they feel uncomfortable, and you must push through. And the dating, in my opinion, was so raggedy in Atlanta. I was like, let me bring this medicine down to Atlanta for Black women. And that is the reason I brought Dr. Gerry to Atlanta, was because the dating scene with Black women is so trash for a king like me, because I can't be with a woman who will quit or who will make excuses about why she quit, because then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna quit too. I don't need two quitters in the house. Somebody got to keep it moving. And so that was that was my main reason. And I found out later that's because I love the Black woman. I'm hard on the Black woman, but that's because I love her. Same way Black women are hard on Black men, because they love us. And so once I started seeing the results of how love was coming back in, and especially like putting it beside the experiences of people doing higher dose mushroom journeys like 5, 7, and 9 grams, and then toad venom ceremonies, I just said, man, I just want this whole thing to be about love, because you can't stop the toad from letting love come into your life. And some of us have been so void of love so long that we just walk around here and damn spit trauma at everybody 55 million miles an hour. We just spitting trauma. We rehearse our trauma so we can tell everybody else.
Yeah.
But with Bufo, you now at least got a glimpse of like, wait a minute, I can remember what love tastes like. I can remember what love tastes like. So no matter how much she getting on my nerves or he getting on my nerves, I know love still exists. This mother sucker in front of me might not be giving me the love I want, but I know that God can give me love. And I feel that most of the problem in our community is we've lost our connection to God. I know the Moors is going crazy right now because Kanye said something about black is death in the Black's Law Dictionary. You niggas is stuck too. All the Moors is stuck too because they're not connected to God. They're connected to paperwork. And I am taking shot. I said what I said. Don't get connected to paperwork. Don't get connected to your straw man. Get connected to the creator so you can be creative. So you don't have to keep punishing yourself and beating yourself up. These are the things that the Toad reminds us of.
You know, this is real deep. I'm gonna have to call both y'all, Reverend Sincere Seven and Pastor Oyi, because we having church up in here tonight, y'all. I'm telling you, listen, this is some deep stuff, man. Deep, because forgiveness. How important, Reverend Oyi? I'm calling you Reverend Oyi for this show, man, because you know you going in tonight. Praise the Lord. Oyi. How important is forgiveness?
It's important. It's important for the whole city of Detroit. It's important for the whole 100-mile radius of the people in Detroit. If they're 100 miles within a Detroit, they should be in the car headed to Detroit Friday night to hear the lecture that I'm going to do at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit with Sincere doing the introduction and then the after party with the stripper pole. It's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be bananas. And then we getting up Saturday morning doing Bufo, and then hopefully we're gonna have so many people that we're gonna have to do Bufo on Sunday too. So we have 2 days reserved. And the reason it's important is because Detroit is an Ogun city. Detroit is an Ogun city because have you ever heard of Thomas Hitman Hearn, the Motor City Cobra? Have you ever heard of a motor made out of plastic? No, motors are made out of iron, and iron is Ogun. So everybody in Detroit is tough. They're tough. Their t-shirt says Detroit versus everybody.
Everybody.
Including other people from Detroit.
Special shout out to Ankara.
So this is how important it is.
Chief Nighthawk.
We
gotta give them shout outs.
Oh, Chief Nighthawk, that's that dude.
Oh man,
that's that dude right there.
Hey, listen, I gotta tell y'all a story, man, because I seen some amazing stuff, and it was so amazing. I forgot all about trying to videotape, and I'm glad I didn't. But I'm thinking of my friend Bubbles, and she's always whispering, and I mean she's a voluptuous Hottentot, and she went and had the Bufo. I didn't know a woman could scream them kind of notes coming out of her. What is it about Bufo that blows away, pimp slaps the ego? What is it about that?
It's not the ego. Thank you for the question. It's not the ego. Guess who is pimp? But it is pimp slapping somebody. Guess who it is?
Who?
The mind. Let's get this straight right now. Let's get this straight right now. The ego has never done anything wrong. Your mind is the most fucked up component of you that you have in your possession today and for your whole life. Because the sinister, white racism or whatever you want to call it, does not attack your ego. It attacks your mind, and then your mind does dumb shit. Your ego doesn't do dumb shit. You never said dumb ego. You've always said dumb ass shit. Dumb mean mind. We got mental health issues in the black community. We got
say that again. Say. Hold on. I gotta bring everybody from. Say that one more time.
We got mental health issues. We don't have ego health issues in the black community. We have mental health because the mind. And I just got this from the SAG Guru. I'm standing up for this one. I just got this one from a SAG Guru and Mike Tyson's interview. This is what so Uncle Hank, you would agree that black people are powerful, right?
Magical.
So watch this. We powerful and magical, but what we do is we abuse the power and the magic. Ain't nothing like fucking up abusing power and abusing magic. We're not responsible. What we do is we take a memory, which is powerful, and we pick a bad memory, and then we take a powerful imagination and put it together and project it into the future and call it intelligence. The ego
44.
The ego doesn't do that. The mind does that. The mind controls imagination. The mind controls memory. The ego doesn't control either one of them. Every time somebody talks about, you know how y'all remember earlier today, I was like, black people are so smart in the conscious community, they don't even know they still got Jesus ways. You still got Jesus ways if you repeating something a white man said over and over without researching it. And everybody who uses the word ego death is repeating Terrence McKenna, a white man, and you didn't even do no research on it. You just repeated something. Terrence McKenna was the first person on planet Earth to use the word ego death, and you niggas picked it up and ran with it as some type of excuse from your white daddy. And I'm here to tell you, your white daddy was wrong. Baba Kalindi never used the word ego death, and no speech on nowhere on the internet you can find does Baba Kalindi ever talk about ego death. Your mind is the one that's got the game fucked up, not your ego. It's your mind. And then but listen, let's say, oh, if I'm the one that's guilty, of course I'm gonna point at Miss Bliss. So I'm the mind and Miss Bliss is the ego. I'm the one fucking everything up. I keep pointing at Miss Bliss. Oh, it's gotta be Miss Bliss. It's gotta be Miss Bliss. It's gotta be Miss Bliss. And Miss Bliss is like, my nigga, I was asleep. My nigga, I was at work. I only got one job, to get you home. That's the ego's job, is to get you home. So then she's like, why are you blaming everything on me? I just got you to the house. And we don't investigate all the evidence of the mind that's got us in this problem. That's why you do high doses of mushrooms and you do 100 milligrams of toad, because now that duct tapes the mind. This is my New York street thing and Fayetteville, North Carolina street thing. Some of our minds need to be duct taped from all the lies that be telling.
You just said something heavy, and I got to touch on it. Hold on. Keep talking, bro, because I got sirens going up and down the parkway, man.
That's because that's me. That's Mars. That's Scorpio. That's what sirens are. That's spirit talking through your background. So no, the mind isn't the ego. Why aren't you listening when I'm telling you? I just told you that the ego was not the mind, and somebody gonna put a question into my, isn't the mind? No, have you done any research on the difference between them? First off, they're not spelled the same. Let's start there. Okay. So why would you keep calling? And that's us. What's that loose mind thing you said at the beginning a few minutes ago, Brother Hank? The wobble mind or the jelly mind or something, when you don't want to do no research?
Flabby brain, flabby mind. You know, like lazy, like, what's a nipple? You know, like, can I drink some liquor before I do some bufo? Come on. You know better than that.
But maybe they don't. But guess what? That's not their ego. That's his mind. That wasn't his ego. That was his mind showing him what, just say something crazy.
That's almost like listen, you got a sense of right in your heart. That's why I like, and I'm thinking about this, Oyi and Sincere Seven and Miss Bliss and family in the audience. Like right now, I'm feeling like this amazing experience with the San Pedro Wachuma. And I'm saying now, I don't know when I'm going to be called to do Bufo, but I know it's not going to be the same, because it's like the heart is amazing. I think of the mind as the periscope of the heart. So this is really deep, and it's going to take y'all to listen to this more than one time to listen to this show, because Oyi is dropping some gems. But one of the things that you reminded me of, Oyi, is the saying about we misuse spoken word. And when I was in Hawaii, Hawaii was migrated by Africans coming around that knew there was earth changes coming. And they had chants that would kill you. And on the island of Molokai, that was the island that you had the priests train. And the beginning of the training for the priests were to chant a wild boar to death and then chant the wild boar back to life. So people of color, our sun-kissed starseeds, are definitely acoustical masters, but they need to learn how to, as Oyi said, and Oyi, you say it again, how important is it to master spoken word?
This is why I want them to come to Detroit, so they can meet Sincere. They really don't understand the strategy, the long range I'm putting together. come meet somebody doing the work. Don't believe me. Come see somebody doper than me who's for the village. I've never heard nobody use the word village more than sincere. Ever in my life have I ever heard. So, and me and sincere don't agree with everything right away, but later on down the line, we start to agree on everything. But we ain't never argued on the word village.
Right.
We disagreed on a whole lot of things.
Right.
We never disagreed on the word village, because we both of us is iron sharpening iron, so we can create more villagers. We want other village chiefs in other cities like Tacoma, Washington, like White Plains, New York, like Orangeburg, South Carolina, like
Austin, Texas.
Ooh, Austin, Texas. Like, we want people around the globe to, like, we want to sporulate. Like Darren LeBaron says, we want to spread the spores, man. But you have to come, and Noble Drew Ali said, black people or Nubian people or whatever y'all want to call yourselves now, melanated rich people, you are hard-headed, stiff-necked, and normally don't do anything unless it's at the threat of a tip of a sword. See somebody who's doing the work, who's not even being threatened. He got this passion and this thing about him that he went out and said, yeah, I'm gonna get the snake venom. Yeah, I'm gonna get the Cambo. Oh, come on up here and show me how to do the Bufo. He wasn't suffering and like, nah, I know how to figure it out. I'm gonna just jump out here. The humility is what we want people to experience of the results of this. It's on a scale of 1 to 10, everybody in the chat, please put what level of dysfunctional family you came from. Watch this.
Ooh, while they writing that down, I want to show y'all something. Special shout out and acknowledgement to Steve. This in the book, Bufo Alvarius Medicine Codex.
He going in.
This is a list on page 44 and 45. It is about dosage, starting from the mild dose and going to the heavier dose. So, Oyi, tell us how important, because you have folks in the community talking about, oh, I intuitively give you the amount of Bufo, and tell us how important dosage is.
It's just like if you gonna make some cool, okay, dosage. I got something because y'all black people. Let me help you. when black people go to the hospital, the first thing you do is you get your blood pressure tested. Taken, and they give you an exact number. That number is dosage. When they tell you to put this many cups of sugar in something, this many grams of something in this, they say your blood pressure is 140 over 85. This is dosage. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. If you don't know what your dosage was, it's really worse for mushrooms than it is for Bufo. How many grams did you take? How many milligrams did you take? How can you honestly collect data on yourself as we go on this journey of knowledge of self? Knowledge of self means I need to know what I intake and what did it cause? Where was the moon at? What was my mindset at? And what message did I get at this time? You are a citizen scientist. It's your responsibility to know what the dose is that you're taking. People come to me. Suleiman was like, yeah, I've been to Peru like 2 times to take Bufo. I said, what was your dosage? He was like, I don't know. So then I was like, what was your experience? And he was like, kind of, but we can't really talk about his experience because we don't know what the dosage was. When you went to get your teeth pulled and they gave you anesthesics or whatever to put you to sleep, they didn't just intuitively give you some. They knew exactly what.
Better not,
because you won't wake up.
Not. You'll be on a one-way ticket into the afterlife.
And the difference between, as a venom practitioner, the difference between a poison and a medicine is the dosage.
Ooh, say that again, brother. Say it slow. Listen up, y'all. Reverend Sincere 7 is dropping this on all y'all Bufo practitioners. You better listen up.
dealing with substances, the difference in a poison and a medicine is the dosage. So knowing the dosage of something is always important because that's the difference between a medicine and a poison. Knowing the dosage.
And what happens to people if they get too much Bufo? Brother Oyi, Pastor Oyi, Reverend Oyi, tell us what happens when a person gets too much?
Shit, you could have left it on Sincere because he know that. Well, I'm gonna just use Sincere as an example and just tell a little bit of his story.
Oh, wait a second. That sounds real colorful, y'all. Peel your ears closer. Go ahead.
So, one of the things, if you do too much. So, I also want to send out a very disrespectful shout at what's your boy's name? Joe Rogan, because he says he takes Bufo to forget, and that's when you took too much. If you took too much, you white out and you don't remember what happened. That's too much. The last thing me and Gerry say to you, and this is what I'm gonna be training Sincere in, and whoever else wants training, the last thing we say to people is, may you always remember. We don't want to give you too much where you forget what happened. You want to remember and bring back an experience.
That's right.
But if you white out, as Sincere, we just gonna drop the dose and put your ass back in there again. Get on back in there.
Wow.
Well, how do you know how much of a dosage you should give to someone, to a beginner or someone who's had it 2 or 3, 4 times? How do you figure out who deserves what on what dosage level?
I go to the master. So I go to someone who has done almost 4,000 ceremonies named Dr. Gerry, and I do what he do. He does 100 milligrams for everybody, including Mike Tyson. After Mike Tyson did the toad, 18 months later, he was up $80 million. So I think 100 milligrams is perfect. That's what Dr. Gerry served. I've served over 300 people the same dose. I don't need to change the dose.
That's
I
right.
need to change the people. The people need to change, not the dose, because here's the thing. What's the difference between 2 grams and 9 grams?
You see what he said? He just said 100 milligrams is a full entheogenic experience.
Yeah, and there's other people out here who give you less than that, who are not giving you a full experience, but you're dealing with Oyi Sun. I'm going to give you what they gave me. I told you we represent Baba Kalindi and
That's
Dr.
right.
Gerry. So
That's
I
right.
don't know. I haven't been around anybody giving smaller doses. I was pushed into the middle of the thing. Sincere is my brother. He took 100. Look at him. Then we cut it down to 50, and look at the results we got. Y'all don't even know how far this brother done came. I keep trying to tell y'all. So I'm not backing off. Everybody, you're gonna have to make the change around the Bufo, not, oh well, this is my first time. I've had people who've done lots of mushrooms and lots of other entheogens, and I've had people come in off the street Sincere who ain't never smoked a puff of marijuana, and they all got 100.
Right.
And if you follow the instructions in the beginning with the breathing technique and relax and submit, then we're going for singularity. This is what I was talking about. What is the objective? The objective is to become one with the creator, which Gerry calls singularity. And that's what I'm looking for in a person, to see that they experience singularity. It's almost like, that's what makes me cry. I cry when I see somebody feeling and weeping, not crying, not screaming, but the weeping that happens when they are experiencing and relating directly to the creator, the Most High. It's something that it's so humbling to me, right? And this is why I'm so animated about doing this for Black people, because are you brother enough to hold space for your brother or sister while they go and meet God? Like, will you do that, or are you just out here playing with it? Why don't you go get some training? Or why don't you just leave it alone if you ain't got no training, and just leave it to the person who has it? This is not Woodstock. Bufo is not to be played with. Bufo is about safety. Safety. That's why I'm leaving my safe place to go to another safe place to take full entheogen experiences because I trust the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit that it is safe. It's good on the inside and the outside. Now you're gonna have 2 master condor coaches up under the same roof with techniques that y'all ain't never even seen before. We trying to get y'all back to happiness, man. Stop all the crying and the complaining and the this. You gotta have to have a breakthrough for real, in order to begin your journey and see where you are. Some of you need mushrooms more than toad. Some of you need toad more than mushrooms. Everybody needs both.
I was about to say, no, I think both.
No,
they different levels. Yeah.
I just like, sometimes I want somebody to go through the mushrooms first, though. Sometimes I want people to go through the mushrooms first, then come back and get that bufo. That's what I like to see.
Okay. Now listen, man. Listen, this one thing I have learned, this progressive conscious community, at least I'd say 50% are out of their rabbit ass minds.
True.
With the high percentage of mental illness in our community, how do you navigate so that you don't have you have what is minimal psychosis? I think the word is psychosis. Like a person wasn't able to integrate the high dosage of bufo or shrooms because they are already mentally, emotionally discombobulated.
How I do that is with our intake process. We don't let any Joe Blow come off the street. Bufo is not for everybody. Bufo is very rare, and we have an intake process to see if you in or out of your rabbit ass mind.
That's right.
If you're out of your rabbit ass mind, we're just gonna kindly step to the side and maybe suggest that you try something else, like
please stand back. Please stand back.
Yes, please step to the side and let the person behind you come through, because you are not in the place for this. Like for me, the first thing I look for is desperate people. I don't like serving desperate people.
Now tell us what do you mean when you say desperate people? Because I'm going to touch on it if I think it's what you're saying.
Desperate person is thinking that the answer is outside of me, versus they don't want to do the work themselves inside of them. After the ceremony is over, you stay with yourself 99% of the time. So then what are you doing when you're not on the medicine? And then you see people who mask all their pain through their medicine. Oh, I took this many grams. I did this. And now you see them all over the place taking all these medicines, but you don't really see their life changing. So
or the people who are looking for help in somewhere and they saying, this got to be it. I heard it's powerful. I heard it's the most powerful entheogen. Because if this don't work, then I might have to kill myself. Oh, you're not about to get nothing from us then.
Whoa.
So wait a minute. So when they take the medicine, the change comes in when they go through integration. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that it begins with integration. Yes, but the change is starting immediately because of this experience that you're having with God. The better your post-integration, the better you can proceed. So that was the thing. My good brother and teacher, Dr. Gerry, he had the Mexican way of post-integration, because the Mexican desert that toads come from is poverty filled. There are no psychiatrists. There is no therapist there. So they take the medicine and go sit down somewhere and relax and resolve things out with dream state, water, and exercise. Here, we jump right back into the foolishness and interact with all the people that were toxic and trauma-filling to us in the first place, that we even needed to go get some toad or mushrooms or sananga or whatever. We go right back to the same old crazy ass strategy of interacting with the people that we trying to escape from. That's poor integration. But now when you go to somebody who's trained as a psychedelically informed coach and understands biointegration, after the most powerful entheogen on the planet, the most powerful entheogen requires more powerful integration. But people keep disrespecting these plant medicines and treating everything like a blunt. I'm gonna smoke this blunt, and then I'm gonna be high for a little while. Then I'm gonna just go on, and then I'm gonna go back and smoke some more. No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't gonna do that because we already priced it at a place where you ain't just gonna be running back. You're gonna show some respect.
Oh, and I always, to answer your question a little bit more, if I may add on, I always tell my clients the healing started when you made the decision to do something about it. By the time you got to me, you know what I'm saying, or Oyi or the Bufo or what, the healing has already started. You know, and that's why Brother Oyi was saying that, you know, the people can't be looking for something outside of themselves. See, these are sacred plant teachers. See, I'm getting out of the usage of calling things medicines. See, because I'm telling my peoples, y'all not sick. Okay, so these are sacred plant teachers from how I'm coming, how I'm talking when I'm talking to my clients.
What you mean they're not sick, sincere? What you mean they're not sick, sincere? Talk to me. What
Come on, man. Everybody want to be on a healing journey. The healing journey is the new cool. It was the conscious community. Okay, I'm God, body. I'm God. Well, how God gets sick? Now, because everybody now, it's the healing community. Everybody here, I'm on my healing journey. I'm tired of that. Y'all not sick. There are some people who have viruses, illnesses, or diseases. They can say that. But a lot of y'all are just going through character growth and development. That's it. You want a path. Walk the path. Stop claiming illnesses. So with that being said, these are sacred plant teachers and animal teachers. And they're teaching you about yourself so that you can stop feeling like the things outside of you are causing you to be something that you can't be, because that's not true. You understand? So the healing, it begins once that person said, you know what, I need to do something different. So by the time they get to us, we're really coaching them through their own healing process. And it all starts in the divine realm. Anything that happens in the physical realm started in the divine realm. Okay, so you got to reduce the harm from the physical things that is going on, and you got to go and address the issues in the divine realm that are causing these things to trickle down into the physical realm.
Ashe, now we got to deal with crazy, because I've seen firsthand crazy. Crazy is when I've seen a brother come from out of town and had one experience of Bufo, and then went on eBay and had a live Bufo Alvarian toad kidnapped and sent to his house. I know of another sister, a sister. These are. I'm talking about sun-kissed starseed potential. Our folks having kidnappings of the toad. Touch on that, please. Oyi, Sincere 7, because there's a problem out here.
Well, I only want to touch on that lightly because I want to talk to the people who really need it. Now, the crazies are kidnapping. They are stealing toads. But if you steal a toad, you're taking him out of his natural environment, and he will not be healthy. So the toad sleeps 9 months out of the year underground. If you take him to your crib and put him in a little thing like a snake, he's not going to be able to go underground. And you probably are now going to try to milk the toad once a month when the toad is normally only milked once or twice in a 3-month period all year. So a toad maximum milking in a 12-month period is 2 times. That's the medicine that I have, healthy medicine, because the toad is not abused and he at his crib. But if you are taking the toad to North Carolina, in Salisbury, and now you just milking the toad so you can pay rent. Come on, man. I sat on toad for like a year and a half. I didn't need the money. It wasn't until the time came and the people came and was like, yo, we need this. And then all of a sudden it just morphed into something that I had to ride. I'm not in front of this. I want to tell everybody I'm riding with the instructions that I'm getting. And watch out. You have the right to ask these 2 questions. Who trained you, and is this medicine synthetic? I would even ask them, is it synthetic first? I'm not a fan of synthetic. I don't deal with nothing that's synthetic. My teachers didn't deal with nothing synthetic. So you need to
let me touch on this a little bit too. I am a sacred animal practitioner. Okay, so I deal with the Cambo. I'm a snake venom practitioner. I didn't like Oyi said, I've been sitting on toe venom for about 3 years, but I don't administer to other people yet, right? But I just do want to say that utilizing these medicines, the way that the animals are treated shows in the medicine. I got a Cambo stick that was beautiful one day. It just looked like it was just honey painted onto a stick. And it was the most aggressive Cambo that I've ever utilized. And I started using a different stick, and I could see where the Cambo was scraped and placed onto the stick. And I used it, and I said, I could feel the compassion in this Cambo. That other Cambo stick, that medicine is angry. And then I thought about it. You don't even see the coating of the wax put on there. It just looks like it's been painted on. I said, oh, I see what's going on. These people are collecting. I went in on the mushrooms and seen this. These people are collecting all these frogs, tying them up, taking all the Cambo off of them, putting it into a bucket, mixing it up, and then painting a bunch of sticks.
Wow.
Painting a bunch of sticks. Them animals, them frogs was mad. They was angry, and that's why that medicine was so aggressive. Whereas, yo, the medicine, the other Cambo sticks, where you can see that them practitioners, they got a relationship with the frogs, you know what I'm saying? And they care for them correctly when they taking the medicine, and you can see the individual frog on your stick. You understand? That's the type of medicine you want, the compassionate medicines. So that's what Oyi is talking about. Same thing. If you got Bufo, yeah, you might have one at the crib, at your house, you know what I'm saying, your establishment, but like he said, it's not in his natural environment. And anything taken off his natural environment is not going to produce the same type of venoms because it don't have the same diet, it don't have the same water sources, it don't have the same ecosystem. As he said, it don't even get to meditate. And so you got to think, if it's not meditating 9 months out the year, do we really think we about to go and have that singularity that we looking for? I grow the mushrooms as well. People tell me, yo, it's something different about yours. These are signatures. And if these things are not in their natural form, just like us, when we not in our natural forms, you know what I'm saying? Man, so yeah, that does make a difference.
Okay. I'm glad. Listen, this is getting good. We getting warmed up now. I got another one for you. Reverend Oyi, Pastor Sincere 7. How helpful is it to cultivate shrooms and grow your own?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like,
yes, praise the Lord.
Oh, man, what in the world? Like, so it's the same thing as Sincere said about frequencies. So mushrooms are living entities. According to Baba Kalindi and my research, they come here on the back of a meteorite, and they come from where we come from, which is magic.
Funk style mothership.
And that's right. P-Funk, George Clinton in the house. And their frequency can be communicating with you as you're growing your own fruit. And they're already working on you. You got them in another area of the house. They picking up everything that's going on. This is why I say you don't need to set your intentions when you grow your own mushrooms. They've been listening to you for the whole 2 months to get here.
My mycelium is upstairs listening to this whole show right now.
Oh, that's transparency to the mofo.
You understand? So yeah, and that's also why we tell people be careful where you get your organic technologies from, because you could have somebody who got all type of foul stuff going on, and that's also just an addition to their hustle, and now you dealing with it, you know. So yeah, it's very important to grow your own or have you a reputable source that you know is dealing with the right energies.
Wow. Because you know this, our contemporary people, they want instant remedies. Oh, I want this today. You know, this is counterculture to what's going on in people's minds on social media, man.
Instant gratification. No.
You taking it back to being Farmer John.
Growing mushrooms is like growing locks.
Oh,
It teaches you.
Whoa!
know?
Say that
Yeah.
again, bro.
Growing mushrooms is like growing locks. Anybody out there that got a set of locks, they not the same as they was before they had them locks. You understand? They know about patience. They know about humility. You know what I'm saying? They know about pride. They know about strength. Guaranteed. They ain't even got to be like real smart, intelligent, wise people. They know about all that after growing some locks.
Yeah, we can tell y'all got your locks straightened out. I don't know if it's just for the show, but y'all
Hey,
looking
look.
mighty sharp up in there.
Hey, look, I'm so happy that Sincere left a little bit of meat on the bone. I didn't know. I thought he was gonna take my joint. Growing your mushrooms also teaches you about 15 psi. Let me talk about 15 psi.
What's
Some
that?
of y'all get what I'm saying. Some of you like, what is he talking about? When you're growing, look how he laughing. When you grow mushrooms, you have to put it in the pressure cooker before you get mushrooms. And you put it in the pressure cooker so you can kill all contamination. You can't put it at 4 psi, 7 psi. You got to put it at collard green heat, 15 psi, and leave it for over 90 minutes, some of them 2 hours. What that is teaching you is stop dealing with people who ain't never been under pressure. Mushrooms already been under pressure. A lot of y'all be dealing with people who ain't never been under no PSI at all. That's pounds per square inch. 15 PSI will blow a hole in the roof if that top was to come off that pressure cooker. And a lot of y'all ain't never been through nothing because you out there screaming, make it stop. Make it stop. No, you have to go through the pressure to make the diamond. You got to go through the pressure to make sure ain't no contamination in that. And now once I learned that, as a mycologist, a fledgling mycologist myself, because I'm going through a whole lot of contamination, but I done figured it out now. But it's through the pressure. What is the pressure that you got to go through in growing? And now what I say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So once you become meticulous in rooting out, I say rooting out, not reacting to contamination, but rooting out contamination. Now you root out contamination before it gets in your relationship, before it gets in your business, before it gets in your spiritual practice. That's what Baba Kalindi was saying when we need more sorcerers. You need to be growing your own mushrooms. Even if you just get a kit from somebody and watch it. Just get a kit and watch it. And then say, I want to learn how to grow mushrooms. Yes, if you want to learn how to grow mushrooms, you can get in contact with Oyi Sun. You can go to the bufoguy.com or the 5meodude.com or workwithoyi.com. There's a chat button on there. Just hit the chat button and say, yo, I'm interested in growing mushrooms. I want to learn how to grow mushrooms. Just send me a message and I will get back to you if you're serious about growing your own mushrooms. Baba Kalindi was serious about growing mushrooms. Sincere, way more serious about growing mushrooms than me, and I'm serious about growing mushrooms too. I'm not about to get left behind. My astrology, my tantra, my money, everything has went to a different level because I have different clarity because I want to do the work.
Oh, you done opened up something now, boy. But before I ask this next question,
hold on. Before you move on, the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit does have mycology classes as well.
Just say that again.
The Psychonaut Academy of Detroit does offer mycology classes as well as Oyi has in his city. We have them here in Detroit as well. I just wanted to add that on. That's all.
That's
I got a quick question. So when you say grow, how long are we talking about growing the mushrooms? I'm just curious. Are we talking weeks, months, a year, 2?
From beginning to end?
Yes.
Generally, you would start off on a certain tech. It would take about 6 weeks, give or take, depending on the temperatures where you're doing your thing. But yeah, about 6 weeks, you have something that you can use.
So we're going back to the land. Then we're going back to the land.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful process.
Yeah, I like that.
You're muted, Oyi. You're muted, Oyi.
I'm on my other call. I'm gonna have to leave it to Sincere for a second. I'll be right back.
My bad.
Yeah. So listen, Barack, are you still with us? He sound like he walking around. I don't know
Okay,
where.
okay.
Yo,
But
Baraka,
yeah,
any questions?
about 6 weeks, yeah, and you'll have some fruit of your own that you can utilize. And by then, you'll like once you learn the technique, you'll have jars. You'll have jars sitting. So you'll take you might, some people do them what is that called? Like overlapping. So they might do some jars every week, just do like 4 or 5 jars. So that means every week you're pulling yourself enough fruit. So by the time you get to the next season, you'll probably be like, all right, you'll take a pause. You'll have enough, on you, share some with your friends, things like that. But yeah.
Nice. So, and when you're doing it in the beginning, how many times did you fail, or was it easy peasy for you straight from the beginning?
So I started off as an organic cannabis grower. Okay. And so shout out to Brother Mudu. He came and hollered at me. He said that I guess word got around to the people in the community about my cannabis growing, and that Baba said that if I can grow the cannabis like that, I should be able to grow the mushrooms. So he came and I went through my first mushroom trip, cured my PTSD from the military, my control issues, 7 grams in my first trip, bam. So after that, I was at home. And being a combat engineer, I specialize in reverse engineering things. And I was at home for the next day trying to figure out how eating those little mushrooms, just like I'm sitting here and I'm not angry. I feel good and it don't make sense. And I'm scared because I think that like, okay, after 2 days, is my anger going to come back? And so I got turned out and I started, Baba Mudu showed me some techniques. And then I just started self-educating as I do and got really deep into it. And being polygynous at the time, I had 4 queens. So I was taking all of them through the mushrooms. So I just had a lot of time and a lot of passion to experience it and continue going in. And, about the 3rd time I went to Baba Mudu, I let him know, like, that I'm coming to you, but just so you know, I'm at the house going crazy with him, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, growing up, everything. He was like, I said, I don't want to be disrespectful because I know what this is and where it come from. Shout out to Tamarian and everything. And he was like, no, this was the plan. He was like, not only, is you not being disrespectful, this is what we wanted you to do. So once he gave me the blessing, I just kind of went full throttle at it. And that's kind of how I even got to where I'm at, because that was my main entheogen use, so it just got real big, and I just started doing more and more, learning more techniques, and that was, I don't know, like 12 years ago, I think.
Wow, you've been growing for 12 years now?
Yeah.
So what strands have you grown so far? What are the strands?
So I'm gonna tell you, I started off with the Blue Timerian, Baba Kalindes, right? So I dealt with that for probably 8 years, and then once the mushroom started to, how the entheogenic explosion happened over the last little 3 or 4 years, it was like, okay. So I reached out to a spore bank and got all different kinds. So I've probably grown about 12 or 14 different psychedelic kinds. Also oyster mushrooms, lion's mane. The next thing I want to do is the cordyceps. Oh, let me throw this out there real quick, because we talk about all of these, psychedelics and edibles and all of this. Cordyceps mushrooms has a chemical in it called cortisol, and that cortisol it stops breast cancer from being able to metastasize.
Wow.
Okay, it doesn't kill it. The snake venom, that's where. So that's where we even dealing with different things like this. We got a regimen, that I utilize through these things. But I'm saying this because I want women out there to know that you can microdose cordyceps mushrooms, okay, to keep the cancer cells, if they are in there, at bay. Every day, just pop them, just like we microdose psychedelic mushrooms. So this is, you got to keep in mind that the industry is not going to tell us about things that are natural because they can't be patented and this stuff and that. So there's a lot of things that are out here that can be utilized to rid your body of different things, to neutralize different things, to get rid of different things. But people are not allowed to share these things, or have to be, as y'all can see how I'm talking, real cautious with what they say these things can do. Never say cure, don't say diseases, don't name diseases. But cordyceps mushroom, there's two different kinds, cyanosis and militaricis. You would think it's militaricis because it sounds like military to protect you. It's not. It's the other one. It's like the sensei. So cordyceps cyanosis, ladies, very important. Get that for your protection. So I just want to throw that out there. Sorry about that.
Yo, that's hot, brother. That is hot.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you
for sharing.
That's excellent. Now, y'all stirred up something because we got Tantra practitioners, Tantra teachers in the audience, and some of them, special shout out to Master Yao, some of the Tantra practitioners, brother Sincere Seven, are scared shitless of psychedelics.
Of what?
Psychedelics.
I'm gonna tell you
how much connected is psychedelics and Tantra?
Okay, so I ain't. This is. He said he's back, and this is actually what he teaches. Okay, but I will say this.
Okay, let me bring your face up. Go ahead.
I will say this. When you're talking about sensuality and sexuality, you're talking about sacred serpent elixirs, snake venoms. That's what I would prescribe to those tantric artists. Okay, talk about, because this is about DNA upgrades with venoms. I mean, or animal medicines, animal teachers. That snake venom has a lot of sexual or sensual energy to it. So I just want to throw that out there to tantric people. But Oyi, psychedelics and tantra. What happened?
Yo, we got to get a we want to hear a testimony from Miss Bliss. How has snake venom helped your ooh la la?
Well, I've taken a number of snake venoms. I will say I did start off with the cobra, and that started the Kundalini rising. I've also done Fertilance, which helps with the womb, the yoni area, very successful. So I've had a great experience with it. Astro traveling, all of that good stuff. So I have all good things to say about it. I thought initially when I was taking it that it would be more like a healing journey, you know, but it was also a spiritual journey.
Yes.
I was surprised. I was very, very surprised.
It's both, just to be clear.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I'm sorry, I have to. Hold on.
Come on now,
brother.
Come on, Reverend. Teach.
Hey, brother Hank.
Yeah.
Put this out there on here.
Put it on there, brother.
Okay.
Drop it like it's hot.
Okay. So my latest testimony that I'm gonna share with y'all, and I'm gonna be very careful on how I say what I say, but watch me, y'all. Walk with me, y'all. Listen what I'm telling y'all.
Make it poetic, brother. Make it poetic.
All right.
We having church up in here.
There's a sister who had cancer 3 times. Breast cancer, she beat that. Blood cancer, she beat that. Lung cancer, she beat that. A few months ago at a checkup, they told her she has a golf ball sized tumor in between her 12th and 13th rib and stage 2 bone cancer. She told them politely, I've been through this stuff, radiation, chemo, and all of that. I'm not dealing with y'all no more. I'll self-medicate at home until I die. And they said, no problem. We will monitor you as you go through your process. A week later, her niece brought her to the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit and told her about me. And she said, I'll roll with you. She came and I explained to her about the sacred serpent elixirs and what they do, what studies say that they do. And she said, I would like to try that. And I said, okay. Now, she told me she had bone cancer. I was like, oh, in my studies that I've seen so far, because I'm real honest with any of my clients, I was like, I don't know nothing about bone cancer. I ain't gonna lie to you. I said, but give me 3 days. She said, fine. 2 days later, me and my partner were sitting and we were just talking about the studies and different books and all of this. And we was just, you know, this is how we do it, the pad. We don't talk about social media. We talk about knowledge, wisdom, understanding and stuff. So we going through books about venoms and he said, look at this, man. This one's right here. Say it cures something called myeloma. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's skin cancer or something. And I go back to my studies. And he like, well, I'm gonna Google it. You know what I'm saying? And he Googles, he was like, nah, that's bone cancer. I was like, oh, okay. I knew it was one, something like that. And I go back to what I was doing. I said, wait. Did you say bone cancer? He said, yeah. I said, man, what's the name of that? And he told me. So I hit the client up. I said, hey, excuse me, sis. Is the name of what you got myeloma? She was like, yeah, that's what I was. Woo. I said, okay, well, I got some good news for you. I know what that is now. And 2, there's a book telling me that there's a mixture of 2 different venoms that actually targets myeloma. So I have both of them. She said, okay, so come on, I'm gonna start your treatments. I gave her 2 treatments of that mix, 2 treatments of copperhead venom, which is anti-cancer, period. Cambo ceremony, and I did a healing spell from Tybro. Shout out to Dr. Gibson. And so she was supposed to come and get another treatment, but I had to go down for my training in Austin, Texas. Then I went to Atlanta and I came back. She calls me and she said, hey, I had to go to the doctor September 26th. I said, what happened? She said, well, my appointment took 30 minutes. She said it was 5 minutes for them to tell me that I'm cancer free, that my golf ball size tumor in between my ribs is gone, and that the surgery that they had me scheduled for to remove my ribs, because by that time they'll be so deteriorated that they'll start breaking. They said I ain't got to get that surgery no more. And I said, brother, yeah.
And you see, we are so miseducated.
Hold on, watch this. I'm sorry, one thing. That was the first 5 minutes. And then she said the last 25 minutes was them asking me, what have you been doing? Where have you been? What you mean? How did that? What? How? How did this? So that's the end of that.
Better not tell them.
Yeah, nobody knows, you know what I'm saying, what happened.
Say I prayed it away.
You feel me? Because she ain't go back in the doctor, so who knows what happened?
Right.
Okay. I want to thank you for that, brother.
No doubt, brother. Thank you for giving me the space and platform to share that.
Yeah, because we need this. We need this information. We definitely need this information.
Shout out to Brother Dooley. Shout out to Chief Nighthawk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, you know, shout out to Firewater. Yo, shout out to Oyi Sun. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hank. Shout out to, what's your name, sis?
Miss Bliss.
Miss Bliss. Yo,
we can
shout out to Wu-Tang. Shout out to the babies.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Now we're going back to Oyi. And Oyi, we're going to post what you just typed in. Why is Tantra folks so goddamn scared of psychedelics?
Hank he just want to start something, and I'm with it. I'm with all those folks. So you asked the right person.
Hold on. Say it. Go ahead. Let's light it up.
It's like the
yo. Look at me.
Add fuel to the fire. Add fuel to the fire.
That was easy. That was easy.
Yo, I'm going full screen. Look.
So
why is there fear in the Tantra community of psychedelics?
Because when you come to someone who is not having an orgasm, not being sexually fulfilled, not being spiritually aligned with where they could be, and then you give them a technique or show them something that, you know, lets them move from a place of discomfort to a place of ease. Often these people who have had this experience will put the teacher up on a pedestal, and the teacher ain't never been on a pedestal. And so now they get on this pedestal, they start liking the treatment that they get, the respect that they never had, all the new attention that they get. But it's not you, it's still the teachings. Well, when the mushroom comes, it takes away this whole hero worship of another and start showing you the keys on the inside. So why in the world, if I'm on some pedestal that I don't necessarily deserve to be, but all these people is on my nuts and jocking me and all this, then why would I want to give them some medicine and let them go as far as I went or even further? Now, Adara, she not in this conversation because she will put that thing on you. So big shouts out to the queen down here in Atlanta because she be serving them on the table with the mushrooms.
Special shout out. We got special love for Adara. Yes, we do.
Yes,
Shout
with
out
the
Adara.
ancestors. Like she get down with the, like I need to get on the table, or I need to get her over here to the gin room and put me down there through them works, because I don't even let everybody work on me. When I Sincere and Chief Nighthawk, only place I'm going for snake venom. Sincere and Nighthawk, only place I'm going for ayahuasca. Gerry, only place I'm going for toad. Like, I'm in these long-term relationships, and Adara, I already been knowing her since before she even was, even thinking about some Tantra. I remember when she just started with my moon magic course in astrology, and she's the real deal. People don't want to put the work in like that. They don't want to stand next to me. They don't want to stand next to Adara and say, yo, it's okay for you to be fearless and to take these entheogens. It's natural for you to do this. And we pulling for you. A lot of tantric teachers are not pulling for their quote unquote students or clients. I don't really have time. I don't want to be your teacher and your medicine person for 7 or 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Kalindi sat for me one time, and that was outside with a whole bunch of other men on 5 grams. I couldn't go around begging him, hey, sit for me, do this. I had to take it upon myself to go and do my own tool of exploration. But also, it ain't just the practitioner. Sometimes it's the people who they want a guru. They don't want to, they found a guru who's afraid of entheogens to match their fear of entheogens.
Oh, shit.
If you ain't got a fear of entheogens, you come see me, Sincere, Uncle Hanky. If you do have a fear, you go see somebody else. It's just that easy. So it's not just on the practitioner. Some people want to hide out. They want to hide out with other fearful people, which you really have now discontinued your practice of Tantra. Because if there's fear in your tantric practices, you're not practicing Tantra. When there's no love in your tantric practices, you're not practicing Tantra. I don't give a flying fuck what your teacher told you. And I said it with my chest, okay? Where there is no love, there is no Tantra. So if you have a teacher that doesn't teach you love, and then you go and say, I'm gonna drop 7 grams of mushrooms, or I'm gonna drop 100 milligrams of toad, you're only gonna run into love. Then you're gonna come back to the teacher and be like, yo, dog, what happened to the love? Where the love at? I went on this experience without you and I got some love and I'm coming back. And I've really found out that Tantra came from mushrooms. I found out that martial arts came from mushrooms. I found out that astrology came from mushrooms. I found out that human design came from mushrooms. I came to find out that orgasms are much better with mushrooms. What you been talking about, dog? Why you ain't been telling me? And then you're going to find out either one, the teacher has not been withholding because they just did not have it, or that they have been withholding because they didn't know how to teach it. Because a lot of people are standing in positions attempting to teach Tantra, just like these people attempting to hold space with certain entheogens that they have no training, no lineage of at all. And then they look the part. They look the part. They put the thing on their head and they splash some Florida water on you and stuff like that. And they do a huma, 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 huma. and then you fall for it. But
Well,
I'm
I
with
want to give
Elijah
it.
Muhammad. I'm with Elijah Muhammad, and I'm gonna pass it back to you, Hank. Me and the people that I rock with, Elijah Muhammad said, if you put a clean glass beside a dirty glass, even a savage will choose the clean glass. So I'm not here to condemn the people with the dirty glasses. I'm here to see who else want a clean glass. I'm here to talk about who got clean glasses. Uncle Hanky got clean glasses. Sincere got clean glasses. Everybody that we were studying with in the Condor approach, like, are you reinvesting in how you integrate the people that come through you that you hold in service for? You can't just be like, I just gave them some mushrooms and sent them on their way. Nah, are you loving them? Do you have a program that they can continue receiving love as they continue this experience? Because the experience is not over just because they left the temple that they had the ceremony at. Now they have to integrate it every step of the way for the rest of their life. Baba Kalindi said he was still on the same trip from the one he took in 1973. He said he never got off of it.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you for that. And I want to give a special acknowledgement to Master Nit Yama, because when I stepped to him at the National Black Theater, shook his hand the first time I met him, I looked at him and said, ayahuasca. And you know what he said to me, Oyi, Miss Bliss, Sincere 7? He said, brother, if you really want to enhance or amplify your Tantra, take Bufo. That's what
Hello?
Master Nityama said, because it said it'll show you how to get out of your own way. He said, and I was like, Bufo, what's that? National Black Theater, Master Nityama pointed the direction of Bufo. And here we are, years later.
And it's like that. And that's the way it is. Y'all want to give a big shout out to Shaggy. I got to give a big shout out to some of my folks real fast.
Yeah, go ahead. Hold on. Let me put you on the screen, man.
Entheogenic Yogi. My man Brandon over there in Decatur, where it's greater. G's Jasmine. Lonnie down there in Texas. Shaggy, because OG Kush matters. Big shouts out to Shaggy. OG Kush matters. We say the OG for the royalty. What's up, Emerson in the building? 901 or more is in the building. Hanifa is in the building. Nito Live is in the building. Lock Lace. Rhonda's in the building. Empress, Apple Jessica. My man June is in the building. Big things coming from June Media Networks out of North Carolina. Y'all not even ready. Did you know that the Underground Railroad was coming through Burlington, North Carolina? Ain't nobody never told that story before. Y'all don't even know what Autumn Lane is yet. We about to bring out something so fire out here, like with the quality of a Pixar Disneyland put together by a black man. So be on the lookout for June Media Network. And big shouts out to Yoni, Pooja, Atlanta, whoever you are, okay. Thank all y'all for, following us tonight. Make sure y'all keep following Uncle Hanky on Magnus, Crystals, and Pyramids, Miss Bliss. Hopefully we can get Sincere to post a little more on his Instagram account, Psychonaut Detroit, and Sincere 7 on Instagram. And I'm just really happy to be here, man. And I can't wait to part 2. We're coming back for part 2 after we do Detroit, because we want to talk about the stories, man. We want to come back and tell you what happens when we hit a city. The sister asked me, am I open to coming to Puerto Rico to doing something with melanated people? 100%. Reach out to me through workwithoye.com and hit the little chat bar, and we'll get it popping. That's a guarantee. If you have people, we'll travel. Okay, so I'm not going to see 1 people or 2 people. You need to
say that. Whoa. Say that again about 1 or 2 people, brother.
1 or 2 people. You need to come see me. You the one need to make the sacrifice. How you gonna make me get out of my element to come all the way to you, and it's just you? You ain't made no sacrifice. Me and Sincere just told you that the medicine is listening to everything that you do. It's watching you sit on your ass and not make no sacrifice and be like, do you ever come to California? Yeah, I come to California all the time. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies, you know what I'm saying? To go to the ocean, to smoke good OG Kush from her man Shaggy. But I'm not coming out there for one person. If you want it, then you're gonna have to sacrifice. People been flying from all over the country to come down to Atlanta to experience mushrooms and Bufo. Those people are getting the biggest results because they put the biggest sacrifice in. You sitting at the house not wanting to make no sacrifices. You couldn't even organize it. Even Baba Kalindi could get 10 people to come to his house. Sincere had the after party for the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. We're not even going to talk about, we can't talk about that publicly. What happened? We can't even discuss that. We can't even bring that up. But you got to put some work in to making a sacrifice. So if you have more than 5 people, then we're interested. But you still need to know what is required of us to be at your space. And even if you're qualified, you know, to have us come out and host. Like
me personally, I'll come out. If they pay the fee, I'm gonna come. You know
what if they what?
Me personally, because what he does is different. See, I might need to just come just see one person, but I got a $2,000 minimum returning fee for private. So I come to a person, I'll come to your city. Private people, I'll do that, but I got a $2,000 returning fee. So
yeah, now we're talking.
You know,
so if you have one person for 2 G's, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's to get there. That's
exactly.
to get there. Once I get there, then we'll talk about the price of your medicines.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I
will come out to serve just one person.
I'm with Sincere's formula. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I have
Sincere because we hold 1 second, Oyi. We work in progress. You know, I said we're like a dysfunctional junkyard, but we're star seeds, y'all. We are star seeds, and these shows are for everyone. But I have special love for my sun-kissed star seeds. But we got to acknowledge where we are. The star seeds are in a dysfunctional junkyard. The star seeds are sliding and dying on chicken grease. The star seeds got to clean it up and realize how much all of us are healing from being wounded souls. Multi-generational.
Hank, can I ask you a question?
Sure, bro.
Are they eating chicken grease from choice or because somebody holding a gun to their head?
Miseducation and miscultivation.
No. Listen, both of us came up in the same raggedy ass religion and raggedy ass public school system, eating chitlins and fatback and pork chop, and we made a choice and left it alone. So why can't they make a choice? Didn't nobody hold no gun to your head, Hank, and say you better become conscious. You made a choice as a grown ass man to grab your balls, and Miss Bliss grab your breast and say, I'm about to advance me. So I don't want to hear that, none of that bullshit that they be talking about. Oh, I was miseducated. So was me and Hank and Miss Bliss and Sincere. And we got right, and we the most dysfunctional motherfuckers out here. So don't come talking about, oh, well, my education, because that's the same thing you with white Jesus. Well, my education was so bad, it's the white man. I'm going to keep giving the white man power because he did this to me and I can't change. Uncle Hank changed. Uncle Hank changed. He didn't grow up like this. I'm sure you didn't grow up like this.
Hell no.
That your father sent you to vocational school. So I know you didn't grow up around a bunch of Muslims and Moors and quantum fields and shit. But now look at you.
Yo, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you how, family, I'm going to tell you how we're talking about Bufo and DNA activation. According to Bruce Lipton, the thing called gene theory is obsolete. According to Bruce Lipton, who is a medical school teacher until he did the research and found out that the gene theory is obsolete. He calls it now epigenetics. And he said epigenetics is your attitude and emotions shaping and forming your DNA, along with your health, you know, like the way you eat. So when I did shrooms, and it wasn't easy, I did it by myself. And I used to do it, Bliss and family. I used to, my road dog on shrooms was a 4. She was my road dog back then. But this time she wasn't there, and I had turkeys come to me, Fish came to me, chickens, and they all looked at me and said, "We, your brothers, we love you. Why are you eating us?" And I was like, never, I will never touch it again. And I had me some delicious peas and rice with okra and cabbage and all mixed together in a delicious meal today. Special shout out to the cook and the time it took right there on the corner, Golden Crust. Oh,
Shout out to Golden Crust.
oh, shout out to Golden Crust.
Shout out to Golden Crust.
Yep. Somebody asked a good question. Herpes and venom. Oh, I just had a deja vu. That was
Yes, antiviral. So herpes, there's cambo, which is from the frog, and there's snake venom, right? It depends on how long it's been in your body, because herpes can become intracellular. It goes inside of the cell and hides inside of the cell, and then the outbreaks is when it comes out. So yes, we have snake venoms for that, but I would use a combination of snake venom as well as cambo. And if I can catch it while you're having an outbreak, I actually put a drop of the venom on the cold sore to allow the snake venom to follow the source. Because if it came from an outbreak, that virus coming out and the outbreak it came from. So you want it just like snakes go into the holes of rabbits and go down in there and eat all the eggs when they done. Same thing. You want to send it in. So yes,
that's genius, bro. That's genius.
Yeah. So the viruses, the HPV, herpes, HIV, AIDS, yes, definitely.
Okay, now because we on YouTube, what about folks that got the
that? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So all right. Being who I am
acoustically, be mute acoustically. You get what I mean?
Yes. Oh, I knew exactly what you said.
Use the sign language.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We know what that is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I've had people in the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit that's part of the government, and they're in the military, different things where they had to. Because one of the brothers, he was telling me that, he was about to, I'm like, what do you mean you about to get out? You plan on retiring? And he was like, yeah, but you was talking about those, and this and that, and not to get it. And I was like, wait. Don't take something I'm saying as my opinion and ruin your career. If you got to get it, after you get it, come immediately to me, and I'll give you Cambo 3 days in a row. Woo! So that's what I people in the community in the village here, if they have to do that, then they come here and I give them Cambo 3 days in a row. And what's crazy is the people who have actually had COVID and went to the hospital and was they just told they had COVID. When they come here, I only give them Cambo once, and they be all right. But we're dealing with that we were talking about, I give them Cambo 3 days in a row. I start off with 5 gates the first day, 3 gates the second day, the last day, 1 gate.
What about the people who just finding out about this? What about them?
Just finding out about what? Oh, you mean that's already had it?
Yeah.
Oh, I would still come get it. What? Oh, do I got time for another quick story?
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Let me put you up in front. I want everybody to see your eyeballs.
Okay. All right. So I'm in the military, right? I think I'm like 19 at the time, heavily promiscuous, right? But I keep the jimmies on me. So getting ready to go overseas to Kosovo, I got to get shots. When you in the military, you don't, what's in it? I don't want it. I'm going to sign away. But shut up. Get in line. And you walking through the line, and they got these air guns, and they just go, and then people's on both sides of you, and you just walking down, and they keep walking. I got like 6 shots. I don't know what was in them, okay? Cattle type of shit, right? Boom. Get to Kosovo. I'm there about 2-3 weeks. I go to the porta potty, you know what I'm saying, to sit down and do my business. I look down. I'm like, yo, what is that? Yo, so I goes to the peoples to like check me out. Like, what's this? What's this bump? Like this big old, she said, it's a skin tag. I said, well, I don't want to be it no more. Tag somebody else. You understand? I ain't with it. She like, it's nothing. It's just like a mole. It just sticks out. And it's like literally on the side of my penis, just in case y'all wasn't catching that. It's like coming out the side of it. Okay. So I'm like, this is bad for business. So I go back about a week later, another growth right above where my penis comes off of my body. Another growth. I go back in there. I say, yo, she says, it's a skin tag. It's the same as the other one. I said, can we do anything to get rid of them? She said, we can use the nitrogen and freeze it off. I'm like, well, go get the ice and the buckets and let's get it popping, right? She like, listen, if we can't control how deep the freeze go, so if we hit a nerve, your Jimmy might not work no more. And I'm like, wait, what? So I can either have a perfectly looking Jimmy that might not work, or I can have a Jimmy with something I got to talk about pretty often, but it worked good. Never mind. That was 20 years I had that. I was 40 when Acacia came. Acacia came to Detroit to teach me Cambo and go back to Mexico. She got here, COVID shut down the borders. She ended up having to live with me. So I ended up living with my sacred plant and animal teacher, right? So the day we're learning Cambo, we all learning about it. We do our gates. I do one gate, bow, I'm in the grass early. I mean, I'm dramatic, okay? So my village, I'm going first. I'm telling them I'm gonna go first so y'all can see what y'all got to look forward to. Okay, go through my whole thing. It was like 3, 4 o'clock when I got my Cambo gate. We go to bed, because like I said, it's COVID. So they told everybody shelter in place. So we was 30 deep in this boy. We was like, shelter in place, time to get together, right? We in this boy deep. So it was people staying the night here, all type of shit. We go to sleep, we get up the next morning, we about to do some more training and do Cambo again. Mind you, I got one gate, bow, 3 o'clock yesterday, threw up, bow, sick as hell. It's the next morning, 8 in the morning. I get in the shower, I get to taking the shower, I look down, I'm like, what the? I start lifting my feet up because I'm looking for my skin tags. Wait a minute. Where the hell these skin tags go? They've been here for 20 years. I just see them every morning. Hey, y'all still here? I can't stand y'all. Fuckers. Get off my dick. I'm pissed. Right? Every morning for 20 years. I do Cambo. One time. Throw up. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm taking a shower. There is no trace of no skin. I got a regular Jimmy, y'all. I'm 40 years old. I got a regular Jimmy now. One Cambo gate took all of those heavy toxic metals, because now that we know what it is now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know then. I was young and ignorant then. I thought I had an STD through a condom or something. No, it was the heavy metals. And that one Cambo session cleared my body of all those heavy metals overnight.
Wow.
That's my Cambo testimony.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. Thank you, bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's a penis testimony. No, but I got a question. So
yes.
For people who got the right,
yep, right,
and they don't have the luxury of doing 3 days in a row, if they could do 1 day a week for 3 weeks straight, do you think that would be sufficient? That's the first question. The second question is, some of those affect men, specifically their hearts, and I know that there's a venom that works with the heart, and would you recommend that?
Yes, the Gabon viper, the African Gabon viper, and it looks like my mud cloth. I don't know if y'all seen a Gabon viper, but it is a beautiful. Oh, Beantown Shaman, yo, he said water moccasin for herpes. Shout out to Brother Dooley, yo. Shout out to Brother Dooley. That's yo one of
that's
one
Drunken
of
Master, man. That's
yeah,
Drunken
man,
Master.
yeah, man. That's one of the main snake.
Yo, he be going into quantum states, man, and getting downloads. I see him
surgery. Yeah, he go in. Yo, so he dropping it for the people who was asking. He was letting it be known that water moccasin for the herpes. Yep.
Let me say this. I'm gonna say it online. Yo, listen to. I call him Drunken Master because I seen this live and in color, where he did this Dragon Ball Z stuff with a crystal and dissolved a fucking bunion within minutes.
Yeah, that boy cold.
And then when he come back, he be bouncing around like the Drunken Master Pisces he is.
Yeah. He's so loving. Like walking with him is like walking with Jesus, man. We was at the conference and we had went to the store to get some, like, you know what I mean, some zooms and whams and whatnot. And like the guy was just kind of like, you know, he'd be in his zone, kind of just smiling. And every conversation he heard, he would just kind of look. And when the people seen him looking, they start smiling and getting him included in the conversations. Man, that brother's a big ball of light, man. I love
Yo, he a big ball, right? And he got
man.
him. He got to get all those beautiful women who love him, because you know he's like a little Krishna, the whole women's following, and one can't be jealous of the other, because you know our folks are special. Our sisters are special. But may the bliss force be with you, drunken master Dooley. But I seen him dissolve a bunion, where the guy who was getting done, he was real cool like this, right? He had on his glasses, the elder, and when he saw it dissolve, he just looked like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yo, straight talk, man.
I wanna give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to Icy Energy in the chat. She said I did Bufo 2 times back to back, and I really want to discuss this for a quick second before people leave out of here. It's very rare, really not even rare, like non-existent, for somebody to just roll over from 100 milligrams of Bufo and look and say, how soon before I can go back? I was like, what are you talking about? They was like, oh, I want to go back like right now. And what are some of the advantages of going back to back? Because the first time you go in, there's going to be some anxiety. I don't care when I'm smoking some Bufo and somebody else is serving me. I got some anxiety about going through that portal. I know it's on the other side of the portal, but getting on the bus makes you nervous. That's just how it goes.
You're about to leave Kansas.
We are leaving a whole bunch of Kansases too, like all of them, all 700 of them. We're about to leave them. So she came in and was like really honest and was ready to go in deeper again right after that. And she her cigarette addiction was removed. She didn't smoke cigarettes for like another 3 weeks. But guess what? She got back around the same crowd and the same tension, and all of a sudden the cigarettes was another form of coping mechanism. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like we all have to protect ourselves and our integration and follow what the Bufo explained to us. What message did it give to us? Are you hanging around the wrong people? Are you in your right environment? And watching these little small things like, yo, I didn't have no desire to smoke cigarettes no more. And a lot of y'all smoke cigarettes. A lot of y'all smoke Black and Mild, and you be talking about you want to get off of it and a whole bunch of other stuff. But she didn't show up wanting to stop smoking cigarettes. A lot of y'all are asking about something that you can identify. You need to, that's cool, but what about the things you can't identify and that you haven't identified that the medicine is going to go in there and identify for you? That's what Sincere was just telling you. He didn't go in there and say, let me do some medicine so I can get a regular Jimmy back. No, he was going in there for something else. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and the sequence of events, y'all have to look at the astrological piece of what is happening. It's Scorpio season. Do you want to transform? Stop thinking you know everything about all the things that's happening with you. Your second time, your third time, then think about some intentions. Your first time, just get your ass in here and lay down and relax. Work on relaxing. Work on submitting to the medicine. Work on the process solving some of your issues for you. Instead of you trying to be like, oh, I'm coming to see my grandmother. At the here at the temple in Atlanta, we say come empty, leave full. Don't come in here full of intentions. You're not older than the medicine. You don't know more than the sacred earth medicine. You don't know as much as they know. Let them get in your system and then let them get back out and give to you what they want. Smoking is a lung thing. How does Bufo enter into the system? Via your lungs. When the cobra comes in and blends with your DNA and your chromosome, it doesn't have a predator. It's about to go through there and be like, whatever's in here that's not with me, you got to go. That's but the snake is more subtle than the toad. The toad is not subtle at all. You can do the snake venom and be back up in 15, 20 minutes. You just be boop, 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 with no speed or slowness or no nothing. But it's still going to come through looking for what is this garbage that you got going on in your system that Oyi has labeled as trauma. All of it's trauma-based. All disease is trauma-based. There's no such thing as a toxic person ever, ever, ever. It's just somebody that's expressing their childhood traumas. That's it. Stop calling somebody, this person is toxic, or I was in a bunch of toxic relationships. No, you was trauma bonded with other people who had traumas that were in common with yours. And then you started expressing your trauma as love. And then you wanted somebody to accept your trauma as a language of love. Sincere already shot that down and said, tell me that you love me in the language I can understand. Your trauma is not something I want to keep understanding. You can't really love me if all you're doing is expressing your trauma. How can you love me if you're just vomiting on me all the time? So please let the mind, because a lot of y'all in the chat are asking a bunch of mind questions. My question is, I want to ask everybody in the chat, with all the information that we've been on here for an hour and a half, do you even feel like you are about to make a decision and do something in the next 6 months? How many people with all this information, ask your body, do you feel like you're going to do something in the next 6 months? And you put yes or no in the chat. Because if you answer no, but you're still asking a bunch of questions, you're wasting everybody's time. We're giving you this information so you can be a catalyst to do something. Not over the next year. What about the next 3 months? What about at the end of this week? You could go to Detroit and commune with some gods and be started now. And
listen, I'm gonna say this, Oyi, Sincere 7. We are all trauma survivors since we left the zoo. And listen close to what I'm saying. Since we left the zoo called the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden was a zoo. It was a lab that they created humans for the purpose of slavery. So we got multi-generational trauma. This is prison planet Earth, and we are the surface savages living in the Stone Age and swear we're the latest thing since sliced bread. We are in the Stone Age of religions, Stone Age of technology using oil, coal, and gas, and we're in the Stone Age as far as spiritual consciousness. And we need, as the ancient ones in the golden era, they would use it in theogens, and so we need it too, because we are Stone Age mofos. And I just want to bring in Dooley so y'all can see what he look like.
Peace to the God.
That's drunken Master Dooley, y'all. Give him some love, y'all, from all over the world.
Shout out.
What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Peace. How's everybody doing? Wonderfulness. How's everybody doing tonight?
Absolutely wonderful.
Awesome.
Guess what, Hank? Guess what, Hank? You inspired me to get one of those little water things.
Ooh.
Serenity.
More Tantra at the waterfall.
What up, Sincere? What up, Miss Bliss? What's up, everybody?
Peace to the God.
What's up, Dooley?
I was saying you drunken master because I saw you dissolve a bunion on somebody's foot doing that Dragon Ball Z stuff.
Yeah.
The show is on.
I was dissolving some shit while I was up in Mount Shasta. I just came from there. Dissolved the tumor in this one lady's neck. She had damn cancer in the left breast. That joint done went down. I'm just waiting for the results back from the doctor. Then it was another lady had cancer. I know that joint's gone. You know what I mean? IBS, all that. But that deals with the high frequencies. Like, Bufo.
Hold on, dude. Let me tell you what you do. Listen, y'all. He get high as a kite, and then that's when he becomes magical. he first he gets his rap hair up his nose, then he'll do some changa or bufo, then he do whatever else he does, and then he's like, he damn near levitates over to you, and then that's when the party begins. But just wanted to acknowledge you, Dooley.
Yeah, thank you, Hank. Thank you, Hank. Nah, this is the original physicians, the original doctors that, it was psychic surgery before we even had any tools. You know what I mean? Before we had any scalpel, before we had anything to cut anybody up, it all dealt with frequency. You know what I mean? And when we all talking about Bufo earlier, there was one brother that had a stroke that I know that couldn't walk, right? I seen it in a vision. I was like, listen, homie, you're gonna walk again. All right. He's like, yeah, you sure? I was like, nah, I'm not sure. Bro, you're gonna walk again. You know what I mean? So I sat down. Now, Steve was there. Steve could testify, Hank. You know what I mean? He ain't never seen nobody smoke as much Bufo as he's like, Dooley, I don't know how you was able to smoke that much Bufo. Because they kept on telling me, smoke more, smoke more, smoke. I'm looking at Steve. I was like, fill it up more. I was like, yo, we got to go in hard to do what we got to do for this brother here. You know what I mean? Because it all deals with frequency. You know what I mean? Next thing I know, the macabre opened up. You know what I mean? A whole fucking beam of light goes through my head. It goes through the heavens. It was a roster that was across the street. He said, bro, you started to make it thunder outside. You know what I mean? Because the joint came up. It's like, boom, it started to thunder. You know what I mean? Then the energy came through him, seeing Osiris or Osir. It was like a light green color. And it was like, okay, the healing's over. I said to his name is Kari. I said, Kari, stand up. And to this day, you know what I mean? We was all in tears because we witnessed the miracle. Dude, there was two dudes that was beside him, and they was like, nah. He was like, nah, I could stand up by myself. He started standing up. Dude started light jogging around this tree that was in the backyard. You know what I mean? Yo, we all went crazy. You know what I mean?
I remember when you posted that.
Yeah. That was real. That was real. You know what I mean?
He just messed up my phone. He started talking, and all of a sudden this thing started dictating. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, man.
Quantum field.
Yo, man,
bro.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Listen, I seen his mom that passed away. Her spirit was right there cheering him on. You know? So ain't nobody can't tell me ain't nothing that can't be cured. Ain't nobody can't tell me ain't nothing that can't be done. You know what I mean? Straight up and down. We haven't even scratched the surface yet. You know, I come from my father, who taught me from a very young age about Eastern mysticism and all that stuff. Like, yeah, you could walk through walls, son. Yeah, you could levitate. You could do all these things, but you have to master your mind. You know what I mean? We talked about earlier today. You know what I mean? Talking about the mind. You know what I mean? And most people, all these tools are within you. Some people like, okay, yes, I've studied with some teachers in the past, but a lot of these things is in my DNA. You know what I mean? So as you do more of this work, this stuff comes up and your natural gifts start to manifest. You know what I mean? When I start seeing, even Hank was talking about these past lives, yo, man, you have certain things in your past lives that have certain gifts that are waiting to come forward in this lifetime. You know, there was a lot of times, even the songs, you know, when I do the Bufo sometime with folk, or I do the Shanga with folk or whatever, for the longest time, I thought I was doing gibberish. These songs coming out. I was like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? It was the first time I met Baba Kalindi about 9 years ago. I was at UMass Amherst doing a talk over there on urban shamanism. And in my talk, I was talking about these sacred songs. So Baba Kalindi, at the end of the talk, Baba Kalindi said, I just want to let you know your talk was good. And I was like, wow, that's from the triple OG on that level. Yo, thank you. I thought I was just talking some bullshit over here. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you for that, brother. Just want to say thank you.
At the end of the talk, huh?
Just want to say thank you for sharing that story.
I ain't hear
because
you.
we want to get ready to wrap it up because we've been it's 9:17. How you feeling, Master Oyi Sun?
Oh, I done multitask both of that. I got one in the ear. I got it over here. You know, you definitely wasn't paying attention once you said you was on the Wachama. Which I already knew. I said he high as hell. He done took his hair out. So I know he ain't paying attention to no time. I already knew that from the gate.
All right,
Way
so
past the time frame he gave us. Way past.
What would you, Drunken Master Dooley, Pastor Sincere 7, and Reverend Oyi Sun, what messages would you like to leave the audience with tonight? One at a time, y'all. A message to let it echo through their awareness for weeks to come until we do part 2.
Well, I'm gonna end this the way I end all of my cushion coffees, or shows that I do, and that is simply tell somebody you love them in the language that they can understand it in. They might need to hear it in that language.
Ashe.
Oyi?
Don't waste my time. Please make a decision. Don't have sat here for 2 or 3 hours and you ain't gonna make no decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, text Bufo pad to the 404 number, 404-999-4251, or go to Work with Oyi and take some action. Even if you come to me and say, what's Dooley's phone number? You don't necessarily have to come to me, but we need more sorcerers. Stop fucking around and asking all these damn questions. What you ain't got nothing healed from the questions. That's your mind. Your mind is your enemy. Your mind is your enemy. There's no such thing as ego death. Stop celebrating everything the white man told you without doing any research. Dooley just got finished dropping the whole thing about what he been doing. He ain't said nothing about he had to battle the ego when he doing psychic surgery. He never said, oh, I got to go battle the ego. So stop repeating what white people say without research and identify who you are and go get with somebody who can really help you with a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? And be safe. Safety is first. Ask them how you're going to integrate. That's number one. Ask a person how they're going to get you out the oppression trap triangle. Ask the person, is it synthetic or is it organic? Ask the person how many ceremonies they did. Ask the person questions concerning the way that they do things. All right. And then make a decision. Don't ask a whole bunch of questions and then you don't do shit. Because now you just wasted everybody's time. We call that mental masturbation, or like Hank said, the flabby mentality that we all suffering from just sitting around. Do something with your feet. Do something with your body. And the closest thing that I want to tell you is come to Detroit. If you come to Detroit Friday, we having a lecture Friday at the pad. Don't come up Saturday morning talking about I just want to pay at the door. No, you're gonna have to contact me and be screened before you just show up. You know, transformation means transformation. Peace.
Peace. Dooley, you got 30 seconds. Dooley, you got to unmute.
Dooley, your mic is off.
Yo, okay, yeah.
Message for the future.
God be love, you know. At the end of the day, like we is God talking to God. God is talking to God. It's about a journey, learning about how to come back to where we all come back from, you know. And take your time on this journey, but be very sincere about your journey, and it's a process, you know. And also, it's just all paths lead to this heart. That's why I even see, even in the psychic surgery, along the lines of even taking diseases out of people and slaying demons off them. Even at the end of the day, even when I'm taking out demons and stuff, I still say, may you go to a dimension where you can be reborn and thus have a spiritual awakening. You know, wow, so beautiful. At the end of the day, it's all oneness. La ilaha illallahu. It's all this God, goddess that created itself to know itself, and it's living through all of us.
Thank you,
We'll just take time every day, y'all, to be able to better yourself every day. That's it. It's
Thank you,
very
bro.
simple.
Thank you.
We make things a little too complicated. All right.
Thank you.
So
Thank
go
you.
back to the heart, y'all.
Back to the heart. I like that. And to all my Sufi practitioners, I acknowledge you. I would like to thank you, Oyi Sun, Sincere Seven, Brother Dooley, and family. They gave so much information of their energy tonight. Look at this ticker tape. Give the donations. Be generous and donate to their cause, to their mission. If you can't make it to Detroit, make it to their wallet. If you can't make it to Detroit, make it to their PayPal or Zelle or Venmo. You have it here for Oyi Sun. You have it for Sincere Seven. So if you're not there in the physical, hit them there financial. Okay? And I put one more banner up here. What's this right here? Text Bufo pad. What's that? You're muted, bro.
No sound.
So this is technology. If you text Bufo pad to 404-999-4251, if you
Hashtag Bufo pad.
hashtag Bufo tag, please, you will receive a form that will get you started on the road to your transformation. If you want information about what's happening in Detroit Friday and Saturday, that's Bufo at the pad. Put hashtag Bufo pad. This is also how you let me know that you like information. I'm bringing Uncle Hanky to Atlanta in February for Black History Month. I'm bringing Dooley down here in February or March for something with him. I'm bringing Sincere back down here. How you gonna know where they at if you not in the loop? You see what I'm saying? Uncle Hanky has his WhatsApp group. I have my private chat group. So that's the reason that you put in the number so you can join community. You keep talking about the Jews. Kanye was talking about the Jews. Guess what they got? They learn how to work together.
That's right.
How we gonna work together if you don't say, hey man, Dooley, when you're doing something, let me know about it. Sincere, when you're doing something, let me know about it. I sent somebody a text today, Hank, about this particular show, right? They sent me a message back and said, oh, you're the only one that be spamming my phone. I said, my nigga, I pay for every time I send you a text. It costs me some money, and I'm sending you wisdom, and I appreciate you showing me that I was casting pearls to swine. We're going to go ahead and remove you off of this joint right now. You ain't going to never hear from me ever again in your life. Don't you worry about it.
That's the Taurus talking now. I hear it. I hear the Taurus talking. I want to thank you again. This was a beautiful show. I thank you, Miss Bliss. Thank you, Brother Baraka. Thank you, Dooley. Thank you, Oyi. Thank you, Sincere Seven. And to all the audience now and in the future, thank you for tuning in and listening. Show your generosity to our brothers. And we're going to close out. Let me find out. Let me find the right close out. Where is it? See y'all later. And broadcast now.